Welcome and congratulations on taking the first, most critical step toward a life of purpose and achievement. You are here because you understand a fundamental truth that most people will live their entire lives without ever grasping. You understand that the battle for your success is won or lost in the first few minutes of your day. The world would have you believe that your life is determined by grand, sweeping moments, by lucky breaks, by sudden opportunities, by a single burst of inspiration. But the truth is far more profound. Your life is shaped not by what you do occasionally, but by what you do consistently. And it all starts with your morning ritual. Most people don't realize this. They hit the snooze button 3 or 4 times, drag themselves out of bed, rush through their morning routine, and then wonder why their day feels like they are swimming upstream. They are living by default, not by design. They have surrendered before the fight has even begun. But the masters of their own destiny, the individuals who build extraordinary lives and achieve magnificent things, understand that the start of the day is like the rudder of a ship. It might seem small compared to the whole vessel, but it determines the direction you'll travel all day long. This is where you make the decision. Am I going to be proactive or am I going to be reactive? In this master class, I am not here to give you some complicated, esoteric program. I believe in simplicity. I believe in fundamentals. So, I'm going to give you a blueprint for destroying laziness, a powerful arsenal for a warrior. By the end of this lecture, you will have the tools to win your mornings, win your days, and win your life. If this blueprint is resonating with you, please hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who are ready to win their morning. Welcome, and congratulations on taking the first, most critical step toward a life of purpose and achievement. You are here because you understand a fundamental truth that most people will live their entire lives without ever grasping. You understand that the battle for your success is won or lost in the first few minutes of your day. The world would have you believe that your life is determined by grand, sweeping moments, by lucky breaks, by sudden opportunities, by a single burst of inspiration, but the truth is far more profound. Your life is shaped not by what you do occasionally, but by what you do consistently. And it all starts with your morning ritual. Most people don't realize this. They hit the snooze button 3 or 4 times, drag themselves out of bed, rush through their morning routine, and then wonder why their day feels like they are swimming upstream. They are living by default, not by design. They have surrendered before the fight has even begun. But the masters of their own destiny, the individuals who build extraordinary lives and achieve magnificent things, understand that the start of the day is like the rudder of a ship. It might seem small compared to the whole vessel, but it determines the direction you'll travel all day long. This is where you make the decision. Am I going to be proactive or am I going to be reactive? In this master class, I am not here to give you some complicated, esoteric program. I believe in simplicity. I believe in fundamentals. So I'm going to give you a blueprint for destroying laziness, a powerful arsenal for a warrior. By the end of this lecture, you will have the tools to win your mornings, win your days, and win your life. The battle for your day, my friends, begins not with action, but with a profound and difficult act of self-control. It begins with the discipline of the pause. In our modern world, we are conditioned to be reactive. The moment we wake up, our first instinct is to reach for our phone. This is a subconscious surrender of your power. It is an invitation for the world's chaos, demands, and distractions to rush in and set your agenda before you've even had a moment to think. Your inbox, your news feed, and your social media notifications are all designed to steal your focus and hijack your mental energy. The first victory of your day, therefore, is not about what you do, but about what you don't do. Your first act of discipline is to resist the urge to grab that phone. It is to create a moment of silence and stillness, a sacred space where you are in complete control of your mind. This is your personal fortress. This is your mental sanctuary. This is the pause that allows you to center yourself, to take a deep breath, and to prepare for the day ahead. This intentional pause is an act of defiance against the reactive nature of the modern world. It is the discipline that allows you to be the sovereign of your own mind. It is in this stillness that you will find the clarity to ask yourself the powerful questions that will guide your day. It is a small act, but it is the foundation of all the powerful work that will follow. Without this pause, these questions are just a thought exercise. With it, they become a ritual of sovereignty. The first 30 minutes of your day are a neurological gold mine. Your brain is in a receptive, programmable state. When you immediately flood it with the demands and noise of the outside world, you are priming it for distraction and anxiety for the rest of the day. You are, in effect, telling your brain that the most important thing it can do is to be reactive. You are training it to be in a constant state of fight or flight, waiting for the next notification, the next email, the next demand. This is a recipe for a scattered mind and a day lived in chaos. But when you choose the discipline of the pause, you are priming your brain for focus. You are telling it that the most important thing you can do is to be intentional, to be deliberate, to be in control. You are training it to be in a state of calm, creative energy. This is not just a philosophical concept. It is a profound act of mental reprogramming. You are rewiring your mind for success before the world has a chance to rewire it for chaos. To make this a non-negotiable habit, you must be strategic. The snooze button, the phone on the bedside table, these are not just objects, they are temptations. They are enemies to be defeated. Your first act of the day is a battle of wills. So, you must out-strategize the enemy. Charge your phone in another room. Buy a simple, old-fashioned alarm clock. Create a mental protocol where you know with absolute certainty that you will not look at a screen until you have completed your morning ritual. This act of defiance, this small victory, is what builds the discipline that will carry you through the entire day. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a peaceful morning, it is a life lived with a profound, unshakable momentum. The first victory of the day leads to the next, which leads to the next, until you are an unstoppable force. The discipline of the pause is your first victory. It is the victory of a calm mind over a chaotic world. Once you have conquered your digital morning, you are then ready for the next most crucial physical victory, getting out of bed. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have just won our first most critical battle of the day. We have secured our minds. We have put away the digital distractions and created a sacred moment of silence and stillness, a sanctuary of sovereignty. But a warrior who has secured his mind in the quiet of his chambers must now put on his armor and step onto the battlefield. A master craftsman who has envisioned his masterpiece must now rise from his slumber and begin the physical work of creation. This, my friends, is the next and most difficult physical victory of your conquest. This is the moment you must win the battle against the warm bed, against the comfort of the covers, against the siren song of the snooze button. This is the principle of the first victory, the discipline of the rise. The battle for your destiny is not won in a boardroom. It is not won in a public forum. It is won in the quiet, lonely war against your own comfort. For most people, the morning is a race against the clock, a hurried, chaotic scramble that sets them up for a reactive day. They set their alarm for the latest possible moment. They calculate exactly how much time they need to get ready, commute to work, and arrive just in the nick of time. This is living on the edge, my friends. This is a profound and dangerous form of self-sabotage. The snooze button is not your friend. It is an act of self-betrayal. Every time you hit it, you are telling yourself that your temporary comfort is more important than your long-term dreams. You are telling yourself that your purpose is not as important as 5 more minutes of sleep. You have surrendered before the fight has even begun. But when you conquer the morning, when you rise with an hour or even 2 hours to invest in yourself before the workday begins, now you are taking control. Now you are being proactive. Now you are setting yourself up for success. This extra time is not a luxury. It is a profound act of self-love. It is the time you use to read, to exercise, to plan your day, and to connect with your purpose. This is where you win the morning. The science behind this is undeniable. Your mind is in a unique, receptive state in the early morning hours. It is a neurological gold mine. When you choose to invest this time in yourself, you are priming your brain for focus, for creativity, and for proactive, intentional thought for the rest of the day. You are, in effect, giving yourself a psychological and spiritual head start on the rest of the world. The first few minutes after your alarm sounds are the most crucial. Your body and mind will resist. That snooze button will be very tempting. The warm bed will call your name. That's normal. That's part of the process. It is in this very resistance that you will forge your will. The master understands that the greatest battles are fought against oneself. The first victory of your day, the victory over your own comfort, is the most profound victory of all. It is the one that proves to you, before you have even faced a single external challenge, that you are a person of discipline. I have met countless individuals who have transformed their lives by this one simple decision. A young man who told me he couldn't find time to read or exercise began waking up at 5:30 a.m. And 6 months later, he had read a dozen books, lost 20 pounds, and gotten a promotion at work. The difference? A simple decision to conquer the morning. His path to greatness began with a single, uncompromising act of will. Get up. This ritual of the rise is not about perfection. It is not about feeling great every single day. The first 21 days will be a struggle. You will have to set 3 alarms. You will have to put the alarm clock across the room. You may even have to splash cold water on your face. But this temporary discomfort is the price of entry to a new, more powerful reality. You must make your habits, and then your habits make you. The resistance will fade away, and what was once difficult will become easy, even enjoyable. The ultimate reward of this ritual is a life lived with a profound, unshakable momentum. The extra hour you gain is not just for reading or exercising. It is for getting a psychological head start on the rest of the world. It is for filling your mental and emotional tank before you begin the long, arduous journey of the day. Once you have won the battle against your bed, you must then win the battle against a dehydrated and sedentary body. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have just won a profound victory. We have conquered the digital morning, and we have won the battle against our own comfort by rising early. We have secured our minds in a sanctuary of stillness, and our spirits are prepared for the day. But a warrior who has secured his mind in the quiet of his chambers must also ensure his body is a machine, a vessel, a tool that is ready for the long campaign. A brilliant commander with a perfect strategy will accomplish nothing if his army is exhausted and unequipped for the journey. This, my friends, is the moment you must prepare the vessel. This is where you move from the first mental victory to the foundational physical rituals that will empower your entire day. This is the principle of fueling the vessel, hydration and movement. For most people, the body is an afterthought. It is a thing that just is. They push it, they neglect it, they fuel it with junk, and they expect it to perform at its best without any regard for its most basic needs. They treat their body like a rental car, driving it into the ground, and then they wonder why their energy dips, their focus fades, and their health declines. They wonder why their mind, a powerful engine of success, is constantly being held back by a tired, neglected, and compromised machine. This is the folly of neglect. This is the mindset of scarcity applied to your very own being. You cannot expect a high-performance vehicle to run on low-grade fuel and no maintenance. You cannot expect a powerful, unstoppable mind to live inside a weak, undisciplined body. The two are inextricably linked. Your physical state is the foundation for all other forms of success. The master's protocol for a high-performance body begins with a radical shift in your thinking. Movement is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is not something you do when you have time, it is a fundamental part of who you are. The second element of this morning ritual is a profound and simple act of strategic self-care, hydration. When you sleep for 6 to 8 hours, your body becomes dehydrated. Most people's first act in the morning is to reach for coffee, which only further dehydrates them. This is like a commander who, before battle, gives his troops a drug that weakens them. Instead, make it a habit to drink 16 to 20 ounces of water as soon as you wake up. This simple habit will energize your body and mind in ways that will surprise you. It is a simple, logical act of putting fuel in the tank before you begin your journey. It rehydrates your brain, clears out toxins, and instantly sends a signal to your body that it is time to wake up and perform. The third element is movement. Your body was designed to move, not to be sedentary. And when you exercise in the morning, even if it's just for 15 to 20 minutes, you're sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind. You're saying, I am in control, I am disciplined, I do what needs to be done whether I feel like it or not. This is a profound act of self-mastery. Most people see exercise as a physical chore, but the conqueror sees it as a mental one. Every time you lace up your shoes for a run, every time you step on that mat for a stretch, you are not just moving your body, you are strengthening your will, you are building resilience. The burn in your muscles is a physical representation of your growing will. The sweat on your brow is the sweat of your character being forged. The most common lie we tell ourselves about movement is, I don't have time. Let's dismantle this lie once and for all. This is not a matter of time, it is a matter of priority. You have time to be sick, but you don't have time to be well. You have time to be tired, but you don't have time to be energized. This is a profound and dangerous self-deception. You must reframe the way you see time for movement. It is not a cost. It is a profound investment. Every minute you spend moving your body gives you back more minutes in the form of increased energy, greater focus, and a clearer mind. It is the one investment with a guaranteed, immediate, and compounding return. The discipline of a daily physical act in the morning is a command to your mind to be focused, to be resilient, and to be unstoppable for the rest of the day. It is a small victory that builds momentum for all the bigger victories that will follow. The forge of resilience is not just a philosophical concept, it is a practical, physical reality. The pain and struggle of a tough workout prepare you for the pain and struggle of a tough day in the business world or a tough personal challenge. Every time you push through that resistance, you are not just building a stronger body, you are building a stronger mind. You are telling yourself, I can do hard things. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a six-pack or a smaller number on the scale. Those are superficial rewards. The true reward is a body of purpose. It is a body that is a source of energy, not a drain on it. It is a body that is full of vitality, not compromise. It is a body that gives you the confidence to walk into any room, to speak your truth, and to command respect. It is a body that can carry you through your conquest rather than holding you back. When you commit to this ritual, you are making a powerful statement. You are saying, I am worth this effort. My future is worth this investment. My purpose is worth this discipline. You are not just building a body, you are building an identity. You are building yourself into a winner. Now that you have won the battle against your bed, and you have fueled and prepared your physical vessel, you are ready to prepare the mind for the day's battle. If this blueprint is resonating with you, please hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who are ready to win their morning. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have just won a profound victory. We have conquered the digital morning, and we have won the battle against our own comfort by rising early. We have secured our minds in a sanctuary of stillness, and we have prepared our physical vessels with the vital fuel of hydration and movement. The body is ready. The physical machine is prepared for the day's conquest. But a warrior who has secured his mind and prepared his body is still useless on the battlefield without a clear strategy. A brilliant commander who has prepared his troops will accomplish nothing if he has not first studied the battlefield and drawn up a winning plan. The greatest battles of life, my friends, are not won or lost in the arena of physical prowess. They are won or lost in the mind long before they are ever fought in the real world. This, my friends, is where you learn to be a general, not a foot soldier. This is where you learn to command your mind, not just follow it. This is the ultimate act of mental sovereignty. This is the principle of forging the mind, the ritual of mental sovereignty. For most people, the mind is a reactive instrument. They wake up and their first act is to turn on the television or check social media, filling their minds with negativity, distractions, and the demands of the outside world before the day has even begun. This is the folly of a reactive mind. This is the act of poisoning your most valuable asset before you even have a chance to use it. Their minds are like gardens, and they are allowing the weeds of the world to take root, robbing them of the clarity, the focus, and the creative energy they need to achieve their goals. But a conqueror understands that the mind is not a reactive instrument. It is a strategic weapon. And he has a non-negotiable ritual to sharpen that weapon every single morning. This ritual is a two-pillar system designed to turn information into wisdom and intention into an undeniable battle plan. The first pillar is the ritual of strategic self-education. Most people see reading as a luxury, a hobby, or a leisure activity. But the master sees it as a form of strategic self-education. He understands that to build a great life, he must first build a great mind. He understands that to conquer a new territory, he must first study the maps, the history, and the strategies of those who have come before him. Reading is your way of doing that. It is your way of gaining wisdom from the best minds in the world, of learning from the victories and the failures of others, and of expanding your thinking beyond the confines of your own experience. This is not passive. This is active engagement. This is the discipline of not just reading, but reading with intention. It is the discipline of taking notes, of reflecting on what you've read, and of immediately identifying one key principle you can apply to your life today. Formal education, I have often said, will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And when do you invest in that self-education? In the quiet, intentional hours of the morning before the demands of the day consume your time and energy. This is how you gain an unfair advantage in the world. The second pillar of this mental forging is the ritual of strategic planning. Most people start their day in reaction mode. The alarm goes off and they immediately start responding to whatever comes their way, emails, texts, family demands. But what if you took just 10 minutes each morning to plan your day strategically? This is not about creating a long, overwhelming to-do list with 25 items that never gets completed. This is about identifying your top 3 priorities, the things that will move your life forward in a meaningful way. This is your personal battle plan for the day. This is a command to your subconscious mind about what to focus on. When you plan your day in advance, you take control. You become proactive rather than reactive. You focus on what matters most instead of getting caught up in the urgent but unimportant. You become a commander, not just a foot soldier. You are no longer reacting to 1,000 small emergencies. You are moving with intentionality, with clarity, and with a profound sense of purpose. But a master warrior's plan is not just about what he will do. It is also about how he will respond to adversity. The most powerful act of strategic planning is not just to define the victory, but to anticipate the challenges. The master warrior conducts a pre-mortem. He asks himself, what are all the ways this day could go wrong? What are the emotional challenges I might face? What are the potential distractions that could derail my progress? And by anticipating these challenges, he arms himself with a plan to overcome them in advance. This is how you turn a reactive day into a proactive one. This is how you become a master of your circumstances, not a victim of them. The ultimate reward of this ritual is a life of unwavering clarity and purpose. The person who forges their mind in the morning with reading and strategic planning is no longer a passive observer of their own life. They are a master strategist, a commander, and an architect of their own destiny. Now that you have won the battle against your bed, fueled and prepared your physical vessel, and fortified your mind with knowledge and a strategic plan, you are ready for the next step. You are ready to use that mental power with uncompromising quality and a commitment to excellence. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have won a profound victory. We have conquered the digital morning, and we have won the battle against our own comfort by rising early. We have secured our minds in a sanctuary of stillness, and we have prepared our physical vessels with the vital fuel of hydration and movement. We have fortified our minds with the wisdom of self-education and the clarity of a strategic plan. But a warrior who has fortified his mind with knowledge and a strategic plan is still just a student. The true master is distinguished not just by his knowledge, but by the quality of his application. For a craftsman can forge a strong, unbreakable sword, but his mastery is revealed in the final, meticulous act of polishing and sharpening that blade to a state of uncompromising excellence. This, my friends, is the principle of the law of the extra mile, the discipline of excellence. Most people, even those with good intentions, operate by a standard of good enough. They do what is required and nothing more. They finish the task and they stop. They meet the minimum requirement. And because of that, they remain at the minimum level of success. This is the mindset of complacency, and it is the single greatest enemy of progress. But the master of self-discipline has a different standard. They do not ask, is this good enough? They ask, is this the absolute best I can do? How can I deliver more? How can I make this better? The law of the extra mile is the principle that you will consistently provide more service and better service than you are paid for. In the context of your personal conquest, it means putting in more effort and better effort than your plan strictly requires. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that good enough is a worthy standard. This, my friends, is a slow-acting poison. A builder who settles for good enough will use substandard materials. He will cut corners where he thinks no one will notice. He will compromise on the integrity of the structure to save time and effort. His work may look impressive on the outside, but it is built on a foundation of compromise. And a house built on compromise will never stand the test of time. The mentality of good enough is the greatest enemy of a great life. It is the voice that whispers to you, that's enough. You've done your part. You can rest now. This is the voice of complacency. This is the voice of arrested development. This is the voice that is trying to protect you from the temporary discomfort of pushing yourself, but in doing so, it is robbing you of the profound, lasting satisfaction of building a masterpiece. But a master builder understands that a great life is not built with compromise. A great life is built with a commitment to excellence. He understands that what you tolerate becomes your standard. And if you tolerate good enough from yourself, you will never get to experience the unyielding power of operating at your absolute best. The law of the extra mile is not a vague philosophy. It is a precise and practical protocol for operating at a higher level. It is the discipline of committing to the unseen work. This is the master's protocol for excellence. The first pillar is the uncompromising standard. Your commitment to excellence is a personal law you impose on yourself. It is a voice that says, I will not accept mediocrity. This is the internal compass that always points to best. It is the mental command that asks, is this the absolute best I can do? How can I deliver more? How can I make this better? This uncompromising standard is the ultimate act of self-respect. It says, my time, my effort, and my skills are valuable, and I will not waste them on work that is not my absolute best. The second pillar is the principle of unseen effort. The master builder understands that the extra mile is often taken when no one is watching. The quality of his work is not for the applause of others, it is for his own sense of pride and integrity. It is the silent, solitary act of doing more than is required. It is the extra repetition at the gym when your muscles are burning. It is the extra page you read when you were only supposed to read one chapter. It is the extra 30 minutes you spend refining a project after everyone else has gone home. This is not for a reward. This is the quiet, relentless act of building your own character. The third pillar is the alchemy of effort. The extra mile is what transforms work from a chore into a masterpiece. A simple project becomes a work of art when you pour your passion, your care, and your uncompromising commitment into it. The extra effort is the alchemy that turns the base metal of a simple task into the gold of a magnificent creation. This is the profound difference between a person who merely has a job and a person who has a craft. The craftsman is obsessed with the quality of his work. He is a perfectionist, not out of fear of criticism, but out of a profound love for his craft. The law of the extra mile is not just a personal vow of excellence, it is a universal law of cause and effect. By consistently and uncompromisingly providing more value than you are paid for, you set in motion a universal law that will bring back to you far more than you gave. This is the law of increasing returns. Think of a farmer. He does not just plant enough seeds to get by. He plants an abundance of seed. He puts in extra effort to till the soil, to water the crops, to ensure they have the best possible chance of growing. He does more than is required of him, and because of that, his harvest is always more than he sowed. The same is true for you. By consistently and uncompromisingly operating at a standard of excellence, you are planting seeds of quality, of integrity, and of dedication. And the harvest of those seeds is inevitable. The opportunities, the resources, the connections, and the wealth will not come because you asked for them. They will come because you earned them. They will come because your reputation for excellence is so undeniable that the world has no choice but to bring you more. The internal resistance to this principle will be powerful. It is the voice that says, "That's enough. You're tired. You can rest now. No one will notice the difference." You must recognize that this voice is not your friend. It is the ultimate enemy of your greatness. You must build a mental protocol for conquering this voice. The moment you hear it, you must recognize it for what it is, the voice of compromise. And you must not give it a moment of your energy. You must immediately override it with a new, more powerful command. You say to yourself, "I am a person of excellence. I will not accept mediocrity from myself." You push through that voice. You do the extra repetition. You write the extra page. You put in the extra time. Because in that moment, you are not just completing a task, you are building yourself. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a specific achievement, it is a reputation. It is a silent, unspoken respect that comes from others seeing a person who operates with uncompromising excellence. It is the profound internal certainty that you have built a life of integrity, a life of quality, and a life that is a reflection of your absolute best. Hard work and discipline are the tools, but the law of the extra mile is the craftsmanship. It is the difference between a project and a masterpiece. It is the difference between a life of compromise and a life of purpose. It is the difference between a person who wins for a moment and a person who is built for a lifetime of conquest. Now that you have won the battle against your bed, fueled and prepared your physical vessel, and fortified your mind with knowledge and a strategic plan, you have a solid foundation for your work. But a great warrior's work is not finished in isolation. His strength is not in his independence. His strength is in his ability to form a powerful, aligned network. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have spent our mornings cultivating an unshakable inner world. We have risen early, fueled our vessels, and fortified our minds, building a foundation of personal strength that can withstand any test. We have mastered the art of solitary discipline. But now we must understand a deeper truth about the nature of power. A magnificent oak tree, no matter how strong its trunk, no matter how deep its roots, is vulnerable to a solitary storm. Its true strength, its lasting legacy, is born when it stands not alone, but as part of a great forest. For the roots of one tree connect with the roots of all the others, creating a network of support that can withstand any storm. This, my friends, is the moment you transcend the individual conquest and move to the collective achievement. This is the understanding that your quiet dedication is not a solitary end, but a powerful beacon that attracts allies. This is the principle of the ritual of the unseen hours, the power of association. For most people, success is a solitary journey. They believe they have to do everything themselves. They struggle alone, they fail alone, and they blame the world for their solitude. This is the folly of the lone wolf mindset. A person who tries to push a massive boulder up a hill alone will inevitably burn out. A person who tries to build a great life in isolation will be limited by their own perspective, their own energy, and their own time. The lone wolf mindset is a prison of isolation. It is built on a foundation of pride, on the lie that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It is a profound act of self-sabotage, for it denies you access to the wisdom, the resources, and the support that could accelerate your progress tenfold. You can work hard, you can be disciplined, you can have a clear vision, but if you do not have the right people around you, your journey will be slow, painful, and fraught with unnecessary setbacks. But a conqueror understands that his greatest strength is not in his independence. His greatest strength is in his ability to form a powerful, aligned network. He understands that his time and energy are not infinite, but the collective time and energy of a network is limitless. He understands that a single perspective is a profound limitation, but a collective perspective is an endless source of creativity and problem solving. This is how you find solutions you never could have conceived of alone. and how you build a project that is far greater than anything you could have built on your own. To master this principle, you must adopt a protocol of strategic collaboration. The first and most critical pillar of this protocol is the law of your average. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a clever saying, it's a fundamental truth of human psychology. Their attitudes, their habits, their ambitions, and their standards will, over time, become your own. If you spend your time with people who are lazy, undisciplined, and full of excuses, their low standards will become your new reality. But if you make a conscious decision to surround yourself with people who are focused, disciplined, and relentlessly pursuing their goals, their energy will be contagious. A conqueror strategically curates his inner circle. He understands that every conversation he has is either an investment in his growth or a profound waste of his time. He is a ruthless guardian of his energy, and he will not allow time thieves or energy vampires into his court. This is not about being a critic of others. This is about a disciplined, self-respecting choice you make for yourself. The second pillar is the principle of strategic contribution. A great leader does not build his network by asking for help. He builds his network by offering his skills and his commitment first. He understands that the most powerful alliances are built on a foundation of mutual value. You are a builder. Your skills, your discipline, and your commitment to excellence are a valuable currency. You must not hoard them. You must share them. You must be the kind of person who is willing to give freely of your time, your wisdom, and your support to others. You must be the kind of person that other masters want to be around because you are an asset to their projects. This is the profound difference between a networker and a master builder. The networker asks, "What can you do for me?" The master builder asks, "How can I help you? How can I contribute to your vision?" And by asking this question, he activates the law of reciprocity, creating an unstoppable flow of mutual support and shared success. This ritual of the unseen hours is your greatest tool for building this network. This quiet, uninterrupted time is the perfect moment for a focused check-in, a strategic email, or a moment of reflection on who you need to connect with. This shows that your morning ritual is not just for you, it is a way to build a community. The ultimate reward of this ritual is a life of unstoppable influence. Your personal conquest becomes a beacon for others. When you show up every day as the master builder of your own life, you will naturally attract other leaders. This is how you multiply your power. This is how you find solutions you never could have conceived of alone, and how you build a project that is far greater than anything you could have built on your own. Now that you have won the battle against your bed, fueled and prepared your physical vessel, fortified your mind with knowledge and a strategic plan, and begun the crucial work of building your network, you are ready for the final, most powerful part of your ritual. You are ready to program your mind for victory using the ultimate tools of visualization and gratitude. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have reached a pivotal moment in our morning conquest. We have secured our minds in a sanctuary of stillness, prepared our physical vessels with the vital fuel of hydration and movement, and fortified our minds with the strategic knowledge of reading and planning. The warrior is ready. The body is prepared. The mind is armed. But now we must address the final, most powerful act of all. For a master archer who has polished his bow and sharpened his arrow is still not ready to take the shot. Before he can release, he must first close his eyes, visualize the target, and feel with every fiber of his being that the shot is true. He must prime his mind for victory. This, my friends, is the principle of programming for victory, visualization, and gratitude. For most people, the mind is an unprimed engine. They go through the day a slave to their own defaults, fear, doubt, and scarcity. Their minds are like a ship's rudder that has not been set, leaving the vessel to drift wherever the winds of circumstance take it. They are not programmed for success, they are simply hoping for it. But hope, as we have said, is not a strategy. A conqueror understands that his greatest victories are won or lost in the theater of his own mind. He must prime his mind for victory before the day has even begun. This ritual is a two-part system designed to program your subconscious mind to expect and attract success. The first element is visualization. Most people see visualization as a passive daydream or a whimsical fantasy. But the master sees it as an active deliberate act of programming his subconscious mind. Think of it like a flight simulator for your life. An airline pilot doesn't just hope for a good flight, they run a perfect simulation in their mind, preparing their subconscious for every possibility. They have a mental blueprint of the perfect flight, and their subconscious mind, which doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined, accepts it as a reality and begins to find ways to make it true. You must adopt this same ritual. Take a few minutes each morning to close your eyes and create a mental movie of your day. See yourself completing your top 3 priorities with ease and confidence. See yourself handling challenges with grace and composure. See yourself interacting with others with kindness and purpose. And then, most importantly, feel it. Feel the emotions of success, the pride of accomplishment, the joy of progress, the confidence of a warrior who is in control of his destiny. This is a profound act of mental creation. You are not just seeing a picture, you are living a future. The second element of this ritual is gratitude. Most people believe that they need to see success in their life before they can be grateful for it. They are operating from a mindset of scarcity, always focused on what they don't have, but a conqueror understands that gratitude is not a reaction, it is a profound and magnetic force. Think of your mind as a tuning fork. When you tune your mind to the frequency of gratitude and abundance, the universe and your own mind will begin to vibrate at that same frequency, attracting opportunities and resources that align with it. Gratitude is the ultimate antidote to scarcity thinking. It is the voice that says, I have enough and I am enough. It is the powerful declaration that opens the floodgates to more blessings. This is not a mystical concept. This is neurology. When you feel gratitude, you are actively changing your brain chemistry. You are shifting your focus from what is wrong to what is right. And what you focus on, you will find more of. This ritual is a daily act of priming your mind for abundance. It is a daily practice of becoming a magnet for success. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a successful day. It's a life where success becomes inevitable because you have programmed your mind, your emotions, and your will to expect and attract it. You are no longer hoping for a good day. You are designing it. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of reality. And this psychological and spiritual work is the fuel for the long-term compounding effect of all the rituals. Welcome back, fellow conquerors. We have just completed the most crucial work of all. We have built the armor for our bodies, forged the weapons for our minds, and created a strategic plan for our day. We have learned to win our mornings, win our days, and win our lives. But now, we must address the ultimate law that makes all of this work. For a brilliant commander can have the most disciplined army and a perfect battle plan, but he must also understand the universal laws of cause and effect that will determine the final outcome. A master craftsman can have the best tools and the most precise blueprint, but he must also understand the laws of physics that will make his structure stand. This is the principle of the power of compound interest, consistency over enthusiasm. For most people, the path to a better life is a cycle of enthusiasm followed by disappointment. They get excited about personal development, they throw themselves into it completely for a few weeks, and then when they don't see immediate, dramatic results, they burn out and abandon it altogether. They are looking for a revolution, a single monumental leap that will change everything overnight. But real, lasting, and profound change is not a revolution, it is an evolution. It is the slow, steady, and inevitable force of compound interest applied not to your money, but to your personal development. Think of it like this. Imagine two people. One person decides to improve by just 1% every single day. The other person decides to get just 1% worse every single day. The difference after 1 week is almost imperceptible. After 1 month, it is still negligible. But after 1 year, the person who improved by 1% every day is 37 times better than where they started. The person who got 1% worse every day is almost at 0. The difference, my friends, is astronomical. And it is all because of the silent, unseen power of consistency. This morning ritual is not designed for a one-day triumph. It is designed for a one-year transformation. It is the simple daily act of making a 1% deposit into your personal development account. It might not seem transformative after 1 day or even 1 week, but practice it consistently for a year, and your life will be unrecognizable. The key is not to aim for perfection. Perfection is a lie. Perfection is the enemy of progress. We are not aiming for a perfect 7-day week. We are aiming for progress. The most successful people aren't necessarily those who never fail. They're the ones who recover quickly from failure. They understand the profound and unforgiving rule of habits. 1 missed morning is an accident. 2 missed mornings is the beginning of a new destructive habit. So they have a non-negotiable rule. Don't miss 2 days in a row. This is the ultimate secret of momentum. Your discipline is not about having a good day. It is about building a chain of good days. And the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So if you break the chain, your most important act is not to lament your failure, but to immediately pick up the next day's link and put it back in place. The battle against laziness isn't won once and then you're done. It's a daily battle. You've got to win it every morning. You must make your habits, and then your habits make you. The resistance will fade away, and what was once difficult will become easy, even enjoyable. The ultimate reward of this ritual is a life where success is no longer a happy accident, but an inevitable consequence of your daily choices. Your morning ritual is your blueprint for winning the mornings, winning your days, and winning your life. This is your blueprint for winning the mornings, winning your days, and winning your life. The accumulated weight of our daily choices determines the quality of our lives. Welcome and congratulations on reaching the end of our journey. We have traveled far. We have spent our mornings cultivating an unshakable inner world, building a foundation of personal strength that can withstand any test. We have fortified our minds with strategic knowledge and our bodies with intentional movement. We have mastered the art of solitary discipline, and we have learned to channel our energy into action, not into empty words. We have learned that the battles of life are won or lost in the mind long before they are ever fought in the real world. We have learned to become a master strategist, a commander of our own lives. But a lecture, no matter how profound, is ultimately a prologue. A blueprint, no matter how magnificent, is ultimately just a piece of paper. The final and most crucial act of our conquest is not the completion of this knowledge, it is your choice. It is the decision you make in this moment to take this blueprint and build a life of purpose. This conclusion is not an ending, it is a beginning. It is the moment you must stand before the raw, uncarved stone of your future and make a final, profound choice. The 7 rituals we have discussed are not a series of individual habits. They are a single, integrated system. They are the gears of a magnificent machine, and when they all turn together, they create an unstoppable engine of progress. Think of them not as a list of things to do, but as a symphony of self-mastery. The quiet pause in the morning is the opening note, a moment of silence that prepares you for the entire composition. Waking up early is the first powerful beat, a declaration of your sovereignty. Hydration and movement are the rising crescendo of energy, fueling your mind and body for the day's conquest. Reading and strategic planning are the sharp, precise notes of intellect, giving you a clear melody to follow. Visualization and gratitude are the harmonic chords, programming your subconscious mind and priming your spirit for victory. This ritual is the ultimate expression of the philosophy of consistency. The world is filled with people who overestimate what they can accomplish in a day and underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. They believe that a single heroic effort will change their lives. But a great life is not built on a few dramatic moments. It is built on the accumulated weight of 1,000 small, intentional choices. It is the slow, steady drip of water that over time carves a canyon through solid rock. The results of your daily ritual may be invisible at first, but their power is inevitable. This is the compound interest of your personal development. And what will this consistency demand of you? It will demand discipline. For a fleeting moment of pain is always less than a lifetime of regret. The pain of waking up early is temporary. The pain of not pursuing your purpose is a heavy, unyielding burden that grows with every year. The pain of pushing through a tough workout is temporary. The pain of living in a body of compromise is a profound and unyielding weight. Your discipline is your choice to face the temporary pain of growth rather than the lifelong pain of regret. It is a choice to endure discomfort now for the profound and lasting rewards of tomorrow. This, my friends, brings us to the ultimate choice. The choice that separates the few who win from the many who do not. The path of life is not a single, clear road. It is a fork in the road, and at every moment of every day, you are choosing which path to take. One path is the path of the conqueror, who lives by design. The other path is the path of the drifter, who lives by default. The conqueror wakes up and meticulously charts his course every morning. The drifter hits the snooze button and just follows the road signs. The conqueror chooses to be proactive. The drifter chooses to be reactive. The conqueror sees a challenge and says, I was built for this. The drifter sees a challenge and says, this is too much. I can tell you, with a profound and unwavering certainty, where each of these paths leads over time. The path of the conqueror leads to a life of purpose, of progress, of fulfillment, and of undeniable success. The path of the drifter leads to a life of mediocrity, of regret, of unfulfilled potential, and of asking, what if? The beautiful, magnificent truth is that the choice is always yours. You have the blueprint. You have the arsenal. The conquest is waiting. But the first, most powerful act must come from you. You must make a final, profound, and uncompromising decision. A decision to destroy laziness before it has a chance to destroy your day, your dreams, and your potential. A decision to stop being a victim of your circumstances and to become the master of your own destiny. The battle is waiting. The time is now. This conclusion is not an ending. It is a command. The morning conquest is not a secret. It is a choice. If you're ready to win your mornings, win your days, and win your life, then subscribe to this channel today. Your conquest begins now.